best. Well, everyone, take care of yourselves. Mind blank. Come on, help limit. Say something. I'm not good at this. I understand. I feel the same too. Why don't you read our fortunes? Say that's right. I haven't done it in a while. I'm so excited. Right or wrong, I'm still the same old me. Yeehaw. Now what should I predict? Commence the jiggling. Let's see how compatible LP Limit and I are. Team, for instance, that'll cost you exactly 1 bit. Here I go. This isn't good. I can't say it. Poor cam grill. No, tell me. I promise I won't get mad. Is that so? Then I'll tell you. Look is good. You are perfect for each other. Ines a star and LP Limit star. They show a great future. LP Limit, I'll be a matchmaker, preacher. I do whatever you want me to. Just call me when it all happens. Thank you for believing in me, knowing that I was a spy. It's the final farewell. Be strong, mind blank. She told me be strong. I feel so happy. Ow! Dosh snarled it. Good gravy. Oh. Good gravy. Yeah. Because it's riding the mug. What happened? I can still move more. This must be it. The ancient sure did a great job making this. And I believe it's actually easier to do if you leave the speed increase on rather than just spamming the button normally. I can protect the planet too. I am kinda embarrassed. There's plenty of stuff and toys. Let my body run, but there's only one me. Don't forget me, even if another mind blank comes along. Goodbye then, I guess I'm off to save the planet. Like that is the thing that doesn't make any sense why Kate Sid comes back really. I mean, I guess, Syndra made backups of it or whatever, and maybe that's the tiny one that you see inside the honey bean. The tiny Kate Sid that you can see is maybe one that they that he takes control of and then somehow makes it there really, really quickly or something. But yeah. So here, I'm going to explain what I'm going to try to do here. Because this is a trick you can do, which is so you can remove everything on Ares or rather equip her with bad stuff, so you don't lose the stuff that you have on her equipped. So once Chloe picks up the Black Materia, Sepiroth is going to show up and Sepiroth is going to take over Cloud and stuff there, because Cloud is weak. His mind-wise is very, very weak too. Sephiroth, because of only Sepiroth clone, but Sepiroth clone, all that means is injected with, a cells and experimented on. That's really the only thing, It's not really a Sephiroth clone, in terms of Sephiroth clones are just, people injected with, cells, But more so the soldiers where, when... But except Cloud wasn't a soldier, so... But the thing is, so... After Cloud gives Sephiroth the Black Materia, he's gonna go bananas and start punching Eric, but before he starts punching or before he says something or whatever, I believe it's just before he starts punching, there's a frame where if you do basic, I think it's frame perfect, and if you hit like the menu button, like the triangle, you actually do enter the menu, but it's a very, very specific timing, and it's really hard to do when you have it on normal speed, but I feel it's easier always to do when you have it on increased speed. That's at least what I feel, so we will see how it goes. We might not be able to pull it off, or we might be able to pull it off, so we will see how things go here. That's the Black Materia. I'll wait here. As long as we have this, Sepiroth won't be able to use mythril. Got key hit on Black Materia. Can you guys use it? No, like that's supposed to be like what he's asking there. It's a bit weird in the translation there, but he's basically not like asking the whole party, but he's asking Erit specifically, like the ancients themselves, like if they are strong enough to like use the actual Black Materia. But she answers, of course, nope, we can't use it right now. We need great spiritual power to use it. Because it's the promised land, because the promised land is, fertile, so it has like lifestream powers there with it, because the lifestream is basically what they're making to make gold, because that's basically the lifestream they're using for making gold. It means lots of spiritual energy. That's right. One person power alone won't do it. Somewhere special where there's plenty of the planet's energy. Oh yeah, the promised land. The promised land? No, but Sepiroth is different. He's not an ancient. He should be able to find the promised land. But I have. I'm far superior to the ancients. I became a traveler of the lifestream and gained the knowledge and wisdom of the ancients. The thing is though that this is not the real Sepiroth, spoilers. This is actually Yenova walking around. I don't know if it is that Yenova thinks that she's Sepiroth, or if it's like, because it's really, really, really weird. But it's actually a part of Yenova that wants to go back to where Sepiroth is, basically, which is the whole point of the whole Yenova reunion and stuff there. So I also gained the knowledge and wisdom of those after the extinction of the ancients, and soon I will create the future. I won't let you do it. The future is not just yours. I wonder. Wake up. Shut up. The voice. They're helping me, good boy. And you can try and block it. Whoa! No! Spammerino, spam. Okay, Black Materia to Sepiroth. So I don't know how much I need to spam here. Come on. I'm not gonna voice act here because I'm focusing here. But I can mash faster if I'm not holding the control on here. Taking a break. Oh, that's a bad mash technique, damn it. It's so hard to bring up. I didn't do it fast enough. Maybe it's now when you're like... Oh, I think I almost did it there because... Yeah, I almost did it there. You saw that when the screen changed that it looked like it was pausing, but there's also a reason that you're mashing too fast. LP limit, can you hear me? And the music is really weird now because of using the speed up there. Yeah, I hear you. Sorry for what happened. Don't worry about it. I can't help it. Oh. Then why don't you really worry about it? Let me handle Sepiroth. The thing is though that they didn't plan on killing her actually at first. Like there is proof of that, because if you actually played the PC version, for example, like even back on the original, if you actually used like cheat codes, or even back on the PlayStation game, if you used something like a Game Shark, yes, the game shot you can like edit code and stuff that, but if for example I add it back into the party, when you for example do the snowboarding section, she actually has dialogue after that, so maybe there were at some point they thought about having her later on, but maybe it was because they ran out of time, maybe that's why they killed off Aerith, you know, or if it was because, OMG, my mother died, bleh. Which, you know, the producer's mother died during development, which is kind of, I think that's the reason why Final Fantasy VII became as good as it did, because usually, like, if you don't know, Super Metroid was kind of made under really bad circumstances, like people, you know, overworking themselves, people sleeping at the workplace, people living in a very, very small area, and like feeling like shit when they made Super Metroid, because I had the magazines where they talked about the Swedish gaming magazines here are very, very different from a lot of other countries. Gaming magazine, like I learned a lot from gaming magazines here, because their gaming magazine is not used, I'm gonna make money, or like commercials everywhere. It's other gaming magazines, like there were legit text, you know, that had been translated like into Swedish and stuff like that, where they like talk with developers and where there's actually like proper like interviews. And not that other game magazines don't do interviews, but you know, like for example, like I have known a lot of things about certain games, you know, that, you know, normally people watch YouTube videos and then they're like, well, yeah, do you know this about this game, or blah blah blah, or whatever, and it's like are people like really that bad at games that they don't know about certain things or whatever, but yeah, but anyway, so the thing that you can see that she's showing here is that she figured out the same thing that Sepiroth figured out, to use like the spiritual energy to your advantage and stuff, that which she's doing here, because she's basically teleporting around. And this is not a Cloud is having a dream or whatever, or it's somehow that they are meeting themselves like mind-wise, that she's like contacting him or whatever, you know. And that probably isn't gonna, because ancient, you know, they had like telepathy, they didn't need to speak, you know. So you don't have a breakdown, okay? What's this place? Because you're not supposed to know about this place yet, you know, because you're not meant to go to Wont village yet, you know, which we did, you know, and got Kyoto before Bahamut and stuff like that. This forest leads to the city of ancients. It's called Sleeping Forest. It's only a matter of time before Sepiroth used meteor. It's one way to protect it. Only a survivor of Cetra like me can do it. And that's the thing, really, like, the question is, did they kill her off because it would make sense story-wise that she wanted to die just because she knew that she had prayed to Holy and that Holy would interfere with Meteor, but of course Holy in the end didn't prove to be strong enough to counter Meteor because of Sephiroth still being alive. But once Sephiroth is alive, all of the people that he had absorbed, because he had absorbed their spiritual energy, other people's spiritual energy, instead of the spiritual energy returning to the planet, it would return to Sephiroth, you know, so yeah. So that released those part, and he became part of the lifestream Sephiroth, and then with the help of Aerith, who is inside the lifestream, they managed to stop Meteor, you know, so yeah. The secret is up here, at least it should be, I feel it. It feels like I'm being led by something. Then I'll be going now, I'll come back when it's all over. Yeah. And he's running in place, which means that Sephiroth is near. And here I was thinking that OMG, maybe you can like move and go into the area over there, you know. So she's going to interfere. Should be a difficult one, don't you think? The question what I'm trying to figure out here is, maybe you're already somewhere on the map here, and that you could like move Cloud around, and maybe you can find an exit somewhere, you know, and stuff like that. Like that's the thing, because in every cutscene like this, Cloud is placed somewhere. Cloud is somewhere. Not necessarily on the scene, but he's placed somewhere, because that's how the like the Midgar skip works. Because during the Midgar skip, when you're talking in the cinema meeting room, like if you hold right basically during it, or like you hold right and then you mash a certain button, I believe it is, you can basically get into the encounter with Hojo without having to parachute into Midgar and stuff. That's yeah. Which of course means you miss on a bunch of weapons, and you miss on the Turks fight and stuff like that. So yeah. So she's going to interfere. Should be a difficult one, don't you think? We must stop that girl soon. You look like you was having a nightmare. How are you feeling? I seem to be okay, not good, don't really know. Yeah, that is mostly the answer I feel like Claude could say. I guess that's right. Well, don't worry too much about it. You know, LP Limit, Yin is gone. Everyone's out looking for Yin. The City of Ancients. Yin is headed there. By herself? Why did she go by herself? Hey, we're going too. Only the Ancients, only Yin can save us from Meteor. Then we must go. I would if something happens to Yin. If Sepiroth finds her, she's in trouble. Sepiroth already knows. Hey, why are you still sitting around? Let's go.